have to go to school at 10, so that's gonna be annoying. Let's go to 10 in the morning. I'm gonna go back into my garage. Head back in. And we are gonna take the motorcycle out. Alright. Let's get it. I'm bored. Some wheelies. Let's head over to get breakfast before school. Okay. Alright, let's go down the interstate. The only reason I'm speeding is because I might be late for school. Let's go say hi to Pablo. Shut up.
Always 5 minutes before I go home.
Quiet, Pablo. Didn't already, I just kind of went on a spending spree, so I'm out of money. He went on a $4 million spending spree, actually. Where is it? Did you go around the counter? Oh, wait, no, I didn't see it. Or not. Or just don't give me my monies. It's okay, we got a friend named Lester. Or some people call him me and then Lester.
I take it this isn't a social call. I take it this isn't purely a social call. Of course not. You're in trouble and you need my help. No problem.
Let's get some gas. Alright. Should be good. Oh. That whip though. Oh, I should be dead. My gun almost be dead. You guys know how still my middle finger's staying right now? Just so I can go the same speed. You have a stop sign, you didn't stop. Yes. Hurry up. Oh shoot, I wasn't paying attention. Oh wait, I'm on the wrong thing. Time constraint. Alright, I guess we'll go to orientation. Board. Hold up, guys. Oh, they tried to give me a phone there. So many parties with so many people are just gone. Party no longer exists. Alright, this one does. Hey, Quad. And he is AFK. Leaving party. I miss Apple Cookie.
Sorry about that.
Alright. Dark Cross. Do I
I
fight?
am sorry, please.
Puss, puss. Is there a thing where you can change like how you walk? Yeah. I'm gonna do a really fast stopping. Alright, I can do something off that. Oh, yep. No, so it's more like, oh. Or not. All the legs were broken that day. Hundred bands on my yard. You seriously not go through this? Nope. Not the Alright, let's go. Break. I heard the crack. Can I crack? There we go. Yeah, I'm not losing the bike. I don't know how to get through this, so I'm gonna use C4. I like how that car, the truck blocked my car from getting hit. I don't feel like bacon right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and say, whoa, but oh. Keep the manual, or wheelie, whatever you guys want to call it. When I'm riding a skateboard, I call it a manual. That doesn't work. Damn it. What's up, fag? Yeah, we are both 12 and you're 21 and you sound weak insulting 12-year-olds. Like, goddamn, shut the hell up. Like, do you understand that you're talking crap to a 12-year-old, but you still live in your mom's house? Like, you're 21, but you can't get your own house. So I don't want to hear it. Be quiet, or else your mom's gonna yell at you. She's not gonna make you pizza pockets and deliver them to the basement. Like... Bro, it looks trippy outside. It looks like yellow. Like, Mingo, only enemy in here is you. Get up out of here. Woof, woof, woof. Do not scratch it.
Hey, what's up guys, it's Austin here, or Luna. So today's story time is another one of those hard to tell story times. I'm just gonna jump right into it. And it was my second time kind of being in a situation like this, so it kind of sucked. So to start this all started off as a very normal day. I woke up, got ready for school, went to school, went about my classes, and then lunchtime came, and my one friend who was in 11th or 12th grade at the time snuck into my lunch period and sat down at our table. He was skipping class, and he starts bragging to me and all my friends at the lunch table that after lunch he's gonna go into the locker room and hook up with his girlfriend. And he was just bragging about it. And I told him, like, you know, we have gym after this period, like our class does. And he's like, yeah, I know, it's whatever. I'm like, so how are you gonna do that? He's like, well, when you guys are in gym, we're gonna be in the boys' locker room. I'm like, and what if the gym teacher goes through there to make sure everyone's in class? He's like, bro, I've done this before. They never come through to check. I was like, okay, man. So the next period came along. Everyone was getting dressed into their gym clothes, and then we went out to class, and I was just sitting on the bleachers, and I was thinking to myself, he was definitely lying. He was not telling the truth. Like, he did not go in that locker room. He was just lying to look cool at the table. So I get up and I walk back to the locker room because I knew, at least I thought I knew for a fact that he was not in there. And I open the door and I walk back towards my locker and I look and I can see in the shower portion of like the locker room 2 pairs of legs under the stall, and I can hear noises. Clearly they were doing it, and I hear him yell, "Who's there?" And I'm like, "Oh, yo, my bad, it's Austin. I just thought you were lying and I came in here and now I'm leaving." And he's like, "Oh, you want to join us?" He was clearly saying that as a fucking joke. But I replied and I was like, dude, there's so many things in this world that I want to do, but jumping in that bathroom stall and seeing you naked is not fucking one of them. I think I would rather have a killer whale eat me alive. And my friend was just like, dude, fuck you. And I was like, alright, I'm leaving now. He's like, alright, bye. I'm like, see ya. And as I'm walking out of the locker room door, I see my gym teacher coming towards me. He goes, "What were you doing in there, Austin? Get back to class." I was like, alright, sorry. And he walks by me and walks into the locker room. And I'm just thinking to myself, oh shit, he's gonna catch them. So I just stand still outside of the locker room door for a minute, just listening. And I start hearing yelling. And I couldn't really make out what he was saying, but I knew that he was yelling because it was so loud that it was going all the way through the locker room, through the wooden door, and I could hear it. And all of a sudden, I feel the door open behind me, and I turn around, and I see fucking my gym teacher holding on to both of their shoulders, and he walks them all the way down to the main office, and I don't know how they got their clothes on that quick. Like, I swear, they were fucking out of that locker room so fast after he went in it. So after this, I got through the rest of my school day, and I went home, and shortly after I got home, I got a text from my friend saying, yo, what the fuck, Austin? Why'd you snitch? You got me and my girl suspended. And I called him. I'm like, yo, what are you texting me this shit for? What do you mean I snitch? I didn't snitch on you. You got caught. He's like, yeah, but you clearly had something to do with it. I'm like, dude, no, I fucking didn't. It's not my fault you're stupid. Like, I'm sorry, but, like, it's not a smart idea to do what you guys did. He's like, yeah, whatever, dude. And he hangs up on me. And then a few days later, he was back in school after being suspended. And he's like, yo, what's up? I was like, what's up, man? He's like, how you been? I'm like, pretty good. Didn't you hate me, like, 3 days ago? He's like, yeah, man, I did some thinking, like, it's not your fault. I'm like, oh, that's good. He's like, yeah, man, no hard feelings. I was like, okay. And we kind of just went to class after that. And I was just still dumbfounded. Like, even then, I was like, what the fuck? Like, in the locker room, really? Like, what the fuck? But, yeah, guys, that's the story time of my very, very smart friend. And moral of the story is, don't be like this smart friend that I just told you about, because he's not very smart at all. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this little story time. I hope you
What
found
you
it
need,
funny.
boss?
Please
Some
like
wheels?
on the video.
I can bring them around.
Leave your stories in the comments down below. Subscribe if you're new. See you guys later. Peace.
At the law office of Bauer and Mitro, we believe that the people of South Carolina deserve immediate attention. That's why if you were seriously injured and can't come to us,
I'll bring it
we'll
by.
come to you.
I'll get
if
back
you
to
were
work.
injured in an accident anywhere in South Carolina, you pick the place and we'll be there. Expect more from a law firm. If you've been injured in a car accident or any serious accident, call the law office of Bauer and Mitro at 842-LAWS. We take your case seriously.
Hey, what's good, guys? It's Austin here. Now, today's story time topic is about loyalty. I've talked about this topic a few times on my channel, and this time it's not more so involving me. Well, it does involve me, but it involves a few people, okay? Including me. So, my friend had this girlfriend about 2 years ago who he was, like, madly in love with. Like, that motherfucker wouldn't hang out with me unless she was there. He wouldn't go anywhere unless she was there. They moved in together. He literally let her live in his house rent-free just because he loved her. And he was always super loyal to her, vice versa. At least I thought so. I thought she was too. Maybe she was for a really long time. But eventually, something must have changed. Because one day, 2 years ago, I woke up, got ready for my day, and my friend came and picked me up. It was a weekend. And I went to the mall with him to go shopping. And as we were at the mall, we got some food at the food court. And I was sitting down at my table waiting for him to come back with his food. And I can see across the food court somebody who looks really familiar. I'm like, oh, that's my friend's girlfriend. And she was sitting by herself. And I was like, I wonder why she's here alone. Like, you know, my homie must be at work or something. And then I see this other guy come and sit down with her. And I still didn't think anything of it. I'm like, you know, they're probably just friends. Like, they have a really trustful relationship. I'm sure he has girlfriends. She has guy friends. Like, it's not a big deal. And then I see him lean over the table and they start kissing. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, they break up. I just figured they must have broken up recently and she moved on really, really quick. Because literally just a couple of weeks ago prior to this, I was hanging out with them together. So I texted my friend. I'm like, yo, did you and your girlfriend break up? He's like, no, why? And that's when I was like, oh, fuck, he doesn't even know. She's cheating on him. This isn't good. So I get up and I walk over to their table. So I sit down at their table and she gives me the most, like, deer in headlights look. Like, she's caught. She knows she's caught. And she's like, hey, Austin. And I was like, hey, how you doing? And I look over at her friend, her new boyfriend or whatever the fuck. It's like, how you doing, man? He's like, pretty good. Nice to meet you. I'm like, yeah, you too. And I look back over at her because I wasn't mad at him. Because a majority of the time when I've seen people either get cheated on or been cheated on or any of that shit, it's never the dude's fault or the girl's fault, like whoever they're picking. Usually the person that they're using to cheat with doesn't even know they have another person in their life. So I didn't really target my focus on him. I was more just focused on her. And I was like, so what are you doing here? And she's like, just shopping with my friend. I'm like, your friend that I just saw you making out with? And she's like, look, Austin, can we please talk not in front of him? And he goes, what, why can't you talk in front of me? And I was like, look, man, I hate to break this to you. Maybe you already know, maybe you don't. She has a boyfriend, one of my best friends to be specific. I just texted him asking him if they broke up because I saw you two kissing. He said no. So that means she's here cheating on him, and you're just, yeah, you're both being cheated on, basically. And he's just like, you saying you haven't broken up? You're cheating. And she stands up and goes, come here. And she grabs my arm and brings me over to where the carousel is, which is like not far away from her table at all, but just far enough to where the guy at her table wouldn't hear us. And he's just staring at both of us, super confused and upset looking. And I look at her, I'm like, what? What do you want? What do you want to talk about? And she goes, look, have you told him yet? And I was like, have I told my friend that you're cheating on him? Well, since I just saw it, not yet, but I am going to text him as soon as this conversation's over and tell him everything I just saw. And she goes, Austin, please, like, look, I'm going to make everything right. I promise. Just let me handle this. And I was just like, yeah, let you handle it, because you've been handling this so well, clearly. Like, no, I'm not going to let you handle it. I think you handling it has caused enough issues already. And she goes, I'll send you $1,500 right now to not say a thing. And that's when I fucking just, like, my jaw dropped. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, to cheat and then bribe me to not fucking tell him. When I already told your fucking other boyfriend right there what you're doing, he's gonna go and find out who he is and tell him himself if I don't. And she goes, no, he won't. And I was like, okay, then you're both fucked up. So I walked back over to the table where her other boyfriend was sitting, and I was like, hey man, I really hope you're not stupid and you're not gonna stay with this girl, because she's literally telling me that she's gonna send me money to not tell her other boyfriend about the fact that she's cheating on him. And my best guess is that that's her. She wants to keep cheating on both of you, so I would recommend leaving and never talking to her. Now I have to tell my friend.
Whoever doesn't get their dollar store mic away from their mouth is about to get slapped.
So I look over at her, and she's giving me this like horrible look of just anger. And I was like, what, are you mad at me? I'm sorry, I don't like seeing you play people. And she's like, I just want to fucking handle my mistake on my own. And I was like, if you were going to handle your mistake on your own, you wouldn't bribe me with money to not tell my friend about what you're doing. You would immediately pull out your phone and call him yourself and tell him yourself and handle your own fuck up. Not bribe me. The only reason you would need to bribe me is to keep my mouth shut, to keep your secret. If you didn't want this to be a secret, you wouldn't bribe me. You would have handled it all yourself and called him immediately. But no, you're not. You're sitting here angry at me like I'm the bad person, even though you're the fucking cheater. And she goes, whatever, Austin, just tell him. I don't give a fuck. And then she turns around and walks away towards the stores. And I was just like, okay. So I pull out my phone, call up my friend, and I was like, yo, dude, I fucking hate to break this to you. I just saw your girl at the mall with another guy. She was cheating on you. And he was like, fuck. And I was like, yeah, man, I'm sorry. He's like, where are you right now? I'm like, I'm at the mall. He was like, okay, can you wait there for like 30, 45 minutes while I leave work and go handle some things and come over? And I was like, what do you mean handle some things? He's like, nothing bad, don't worry. I was like, okay, can you tell me what you're gonna do? He's like, yeah, I just need to stop at my house and grab some shit. I was like, okay, dude, just please be careful, don't be stupid. He's like, no, I won't. So I sit at the mall for like 40 minutes at the table by myself, and my friend shows up. He literally left work to go back to his house and do whatever he was doing. And he shows up to the mall, he sits down at my table. He's like, where is she? I was like, I don't know, she walked towards the stores. I'm like, what were you doing? Like, why'd you go to your house first? He goes, well, I had to shower quick and change, and I had to move all our shit onto the lawn. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, dude, it's, you know, whatever, fuck it. She wants to make that move and cheat, and she can make the move of picking all her shit up off the lawn and bringing it back to her house where she used to live. And I was like, oh, well, I mean, yeah, that's fair enough. And not even 5 minutes later, we see her walking around with some bag in her hand, like she was shopping by herself. And my friend walks up behind her, and so do I. And he taps her on the shoulder, and he goes, hey. And she turns around and immediately, like, hugs him, and he doesn't hug back. He was like, get off me. And they start arguing, and he's like, yeah, like, you fucking cheated on me. Like, you're not gonna live with me anymore. I let you live rent-free, and you fucked me over and backstabbed me. All your shit's on the front lawn, so I would call up your ride right now and get over to my house and start moving stuff. And she goes, it doesn't need to end like this. And he goes, yes, it does. You fucking cheated on me. That's where it ends. And she's like, whatever. And she turns around and walks away. And he didn't even seem phased at all. Like, he was just like, dude, whatever. I honestly could give two fucks right now. Like, once you cheat on me, like, just all care goes out the window. I'm just happy to live alone again. And I can understand that one, because when you live with someone for a long time, you start to kind of miss your alone time. So I was like, yeah, man, like, you just gotta look at the bright things about this. Like, you'll get your fucking free time back. You'll get to hang out more. You no longer have to invest time or money into someone that cheats. And he's like, yeah, dude, you're right. I'm actually pretty stoked. But yeah, after we had this conversation, me and my friend went back to his car. He drove me back to his house. We waited there for like 45 minutes, and finally his ex-girlfriend showed up in her friend's car. And they loaded her things in the car. She didn't have a whole lot of this house, to be honest. For as long as she lived there, she didn't have a whole lot. It was just like clothes. That was literally basically it. Like, she was basically using all of my friend's things to live, and that's why I don't understand how she cheated on him, because my friend did so much. But anyway, she showed up,
Worldwide
got all
car
the stuff, was out of there in like
shows.
30 minutes, and my friend never talked to her again, and they stayed broken up to this day. So, yeah, the moral of the story is just be loyal, and if you're not going to be loyal, break up with the person. Don't fucking cheat on them. It's mean as fuck. Like, just don't do that.
Where's that?
But yeah, you're probably wondering like how my friend was afterwards and how everything was. He actually handled everything extremely well. Like, he didn't let the fact that she cheated like ruin his whole life. Like, he used it to motivate himself to do better things with his life. And yeah, in the end, he was pretty okay. He handled it well, and eventually completely moved on, and eventually found somebody new who was not a cheater. So yeah, it was a happy ending for him. And I just still can't believe to this fucking day. Like, I caught her, and she goes, "Yeah, I'll give you 1,500. Now I know top comments probably gonna be like, dude, if I were you, I would have taken the fucking money. And no, I'm not going to take the money and just have my friend keep getting cheated on. It's not worth it to me. Now, I know someone else is probably going to comment and be like, dude, if I were you, I would have taken that money and then just still told your friend that she was cheating. Now, that is probably the most petty and revenge thing I've ever heard in my life. It still isn't worth it. And I doubt she even had that money to send to begin with. And if she did, that's a lot of money, and I probably would have ended up getting the money and then telling my friend, and she probably would have like called the cops and said I scammed her or something. You know what I mean? Like, it probably just would have made a whole fuck ton of more problems. And I didn't want her fucking dirty money anyway. Like, literally, the whole purpose behind her sending me money would just be to fucking keep my friend from knowing that he was getting cheated on, which is not worth it. And just so disgusting to me. But in the end, everyone pretty much had a happy ending, except her. And yeah, moral of the story is, just be loyal, seriously. But I hope you guys enjoyed this story time. Please leave a like on the video if you guys did enjoy it. Leave your stories in the comments down below. Subscribe if you're new. I'll see you guys all later. Peace.
Let me go to my communities. Community. Hot Tech 9. Tech 30.
Hey, what's up guys, it's Austin here. Now, I didn't want to tell this story because it's not fun to think about, alright, to say the least. And I'm just going to get right into this. I hope you find this funny. Leave a like if you do, and let's get into this. So this story takes place when I was 15 years old, okay? So 15-year-old Luna doing school every day, getting out of school, getting out with friends and playing video games, stuff like that, right? So I went to school one day, and it was a very normal day at first.
join you?
I went there, I was some friends at
Peyton.
breakfast, went to my first period, and later in this day I had science, and my science teacher was a pretty good-looking lady, and like that's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna be weird about it. Like, I had some friends in school that were like really just kind of obsessed with this girl. Like, this teacher, they all would talk about it and be like, yeah, she has the biggest tits ever, blah 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 blah. It's like, dude, I know you're 15, like I get it, being 15, like, you know, hormones and all that shit, but they were like weird. It was like really weird, and you're gonna hear how, okay? So let's skip to science class, okay? So I got to science, got in the classroom. I was a little bit later than everyone else, and she was pretty cool about it. She like never yell at me or give me like attention or anything like that. So I got to science, I sat down on my like assigned seat next to my friend. And the way the classroom was set up was assigned seats. So luckily I got put next to my friend, and then there was like 2 people in front of us and 2 people behind us. We were kind of in the middle left section of the room. And in front of me there was this kid, okay? We're just gonna call him Frank, okay? So Frank was a pretty funny dude from what I saw. Like, he was really into video games and stuff like that. And when he talked to me, it was either about like Minecraft, YouTube, or like the teacher and how hot she was. Like, literally that was the only 3 things I remember him ever talking to me about. We didn't really talk that much. But I remember every day after school where the buses would park, he would run around outside with an Iron Man mask on. Like, he would put an Iron Man Halloween mask on and run around and pretend like he was fighting crime. Like, he was really funny. But anyway, back to the story, okay? So Frank was in front of me, and class started. And within like the first 10 minutes of class, I realized he has like his jacket over his front. Like, he took his jacket off, his hoodie, and he put it over the front side of him like a blanket, and he had his hands under the jacket. And I was like, oh, well, maybe he's cold. But as time went on, it looked like he was twiddling his thumbs under the hoodie, and it kind of confused me. But then it clicked in my head, I'm like, wait a minute, Frank is a freak. He's beating his meat in class right now. Like, he is beating the shit out of his meat in class right now. And then I thought, I was like, wait, he doesn't have anything to do it to. Like, what is fueling the fire? Like, the only thing in front of him was a science textbook. And I highly, highly doubt that Frank was turned on and just going at it to some rocks or, like, planets. Look, I'm not one to judge about people's preferences and, like, what turns them on and what doesn't. But, like, I've seen anybody just masturbating to a computer screen with, like, a picture of Saturn on it being like, oh, yeah, that fucking ring around Saturn. Oh, it's so big. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think I've ever seen that before. So when I saw him with a science book in front of him, I was like, there's no way he's turned on by that science book. And then I looked at his head, the direction he pointed, and he was staring at our teacher, like staring at her. And I was like, oh my fuck. He's really going at it to the teacher. Like, he's staring at the teacher, probably thinking about stuff. Like, I don't know what it was. Maybe he liked her glasses, maybe he liked her tits. I don't really know. But I'm just like, dude, this kid in front of me is right next to this girl, just jacking off and staring at the teacher. So I tap on my friend's shoulder, I'm like, yo, look at Frank. Like, Frank's up there. I think he's like jacking off in class. And my friend looks at him, he's like, oh no fucking way, dude. And my friend puts his head down so that, like, no one can see him laughing. And that makes me want to laugh my ass off. So I'm just sitting there with the dumbest smirk on my face. And, like, Frank's in front of me, just doing the two-knuckle shuffle, having fun in science class. And I'm just, like, so distracted. And all of a sudden I hear Austin, and it's the teacher calling on me to answer a question. And I was so distracted and just so zoned out that I had no idea what she asked me. And I was like, what? Everyone laughs at me, right? They all start laughing, including Frank. And that just pissed me off. I want to be like, Frank, you little fucking dick beater. Get the fuck out of the room. You are beating your meat in class. But I did it because I'm a nice guy. And I was just like, sorry, what'd you say? And she's like, are you not paying attention? And I was like, no, I'm really sorry. I was really distracted. She's like, all right, we'll get on task. Like, we're talking about this. And I'm just like, oh, okay. And it was almost immediate karma. It was the best thing in the world. Like, after Frank laughed at me for, you know, not knowing the answer to the question, and she told me where we were in the book, she then calls on Frank and is like, Frank, can you answer that question? And he's like, what is it? And she's like, this is just ridiculous. And she walked over to his table, flipped his book over to the right page, and she points to where we are and walks away and then calls on someone else in the room to answer. And I just quickly whisper over to Frank. I was like, hey, Frank, why don't you stay on task, buddy? He's like, shut the fuck up. You didn't know the answer either. And I was like, yeah, because I was too distracted. He's like, oh, yeah, I think it's just because you're fucking stupid. And I was like, all right, dude, I'd rather be stupid than horny in science class. And immediately his face just, like, changed, like, completely. And he tried to act like he didn't know what I was talking about and, like, all confused. But you could just tell by how red his face was that, like, he knew that I was onto him. And plus, if he would have just acted confused and didn't do anything about it, I probably would have just, like, maybe believed him. But the fact that he immediately took his hands out of his pants and, like, removed his hoodie off the top of him and put it on his desk, that's how you knew he was caught. He's like, what do you mean, bro? I was like, I'm just messing with you, chill out. And he's just like, all right, yeah, that's what I thought. And then not even 5 minutes later, he goes back to doing it. He puts the hoodie back over him, and he just goes back at it. And I'm just like, dude, what the fuck? Like, go to the bathroom or something, man. Like, or at least, like, ask to be sat somewhere alone. That way, like, you're not right next to somebody. That's gonna be really uncomfortable. But still, just, like, really funny story to me. And he was basically caught red-handed, or dick-handed. I don't really know what to say about that. But, yeah, Frank, I hope you're not watching this video. And if you are, I hope you're on to bigger and better things now. I hope you, like, became a rocket scientist. And you're, like, sitting in your lab with, like, one hand on your laptop and the other hand, you know where. But, yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. That was the story of Frank in science class. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it funny. Please leave a like on the video if you enjoyed this story. Leave your stories in the comments down below. Subscribe if you're new. I'll see you guys all later.
Oh wait, never mind. I didn't use that spot. I forgot I used like the little air conditioner here. Never mind. That's stupid. Like I went between like the sides. As so. Oh yeah. Then I somehow had to hit this with a wheelie. Hold up.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Austin here, and in today's story time, I'm telling you probably about one of the funniest times I've ever gotten detention, ever. And yeah, let's just jump into this. So the story time takes place in freshman year of high school for me. I had this teacher slash tutor that I would go to almost every day. It was like every other day. She would help me with homework, stuff like that. And she was fairly young. She was probably like in her 30s. So she was younger for most teachers I had, and she was pretty cool to me. I never really had a problem with her. Sometimes she'd yell at me when I wasn't paying attention, but like for the most part, she was cool. And this all started off as a normal day. And I got finished with lunch, and my class that day with her was right after lunch. So I'm walking into her classroom after lunch, and literally there's only like 2 other people that have this class with me. So I was the first one to arrive, and I look through the window first, and I see her, probably the most burnt image in my mind. I see her sitting on the table, like ass up on the desk, and her looking at her phone, like above her head, and her like kind of pulling on her shirt, and I realize she's taking like a provocative selfie to send to someone or to like post somewhere. I don't know if she has some like secret Finstagram where she like posts bad teacher photos, but like I don't fucking know. At the time I was like, wait, am I seeing what I think I am? And then I kind of realized, I'm like, okay, she's taking a selfie, a very provocative kind of one at that, especially in the workplace. Like, come on, teacher, like you really gonna just bust your phone out and take a picture like that before you have students come in your room? Now I know that one perv is gonna comment and be like, so Luna, was she hot? Well, to answer your question, this isn't fucking Pornhub. It's school. So most teachers in my school, you know, aren't really there to be like that. So no, not really. It was my fucking teacher. So seeing this, I was like, okay, what the fuck? So I opened the door so she could realize, like, oh, there's a student here. Let me get off the desk and stop taking this selfie for my boyfriend or wherever it was gonna go. So I opened the door, and she jumps off the desk real quick. She's like, Austin. And I was like, what? And she's like, you ever heard of knocking? And I'm like, wait, what? No, this is the class I have right now. And she goes, I don't care if you have the class right now. Knock first before you walk in like that. And I was like, this is a school classroom and it's passing time, like the bell rang, which means you're supposed to have your door open to welcome students. She's like, I can do what I want in my classroom. And I was like, yeah, clearly. And she's like, you know what? Tomorrow you got lunch detention with me. And I was like, are you serious? She's like, yeah, I'm serious. And I'm just thinking in my head, like, is this lady actually serious? She's angry because I walked into the class that I had at this time, on this day, and didn't knock. Keep in mind, I had walked in like this every other day of the year. So like this one time was clearly just because she was mad that I interrupted her like selfie or whatever. So I was like, look, I'm not coming to lunch detention. And she's like, yeah, you are. I'm like, no, I'm not. We both know that. She's like, okay, well, if you don't come, then you'll have real detention. I was like, okay, how about instead you just send that little selfie you just took to the principal instead of giving me detention, and then we'll see who really gets in trouble. And she's like, excuse me, I didn't do anything wrong. And I was like, I'm not saying you did anything wrong. Nothing you did was technically wrong. It was just a little bit, like, I guess inappropriate for work hours. You know what I mean? Like, you can wait to take a selfie till after school. Like, you don't gotta do it now. And, like, don't be mad at me for just having to walk in while you were doing it. And she's like, me taking a selfie isn't wrong at all. I'm like, I'm not saying it's wrong for the second time. And she's like, you know what? Just get out of my classroom. You're out of here for the day. And I was like, awesome. And I turn around and I start walking away. And I open the door and I see my 2 friends coming in who have class with me on that day too. And she was just like, and by the way, come to lunch detention tomorrow. And I turn around and I go, no. And I just walked away. And the next day I came back to school and I didn't go to lunch detention that day. So I knew in the back of my mind that it was going to be pretty awkward when I showed up to her class the day after that. She's probably wondering, Luna, what happened? Well, the next day I walked into her classroom after lunch and I sit down and she just looks at me and she goes, Austin, come here for a second. And I stand up and I walk over there. And she's like, you skipped lunch detention. I was like, I know, because I didn't do anything worthy of getting lunch detention. And she's like, you know, I could give you a real detention right now for skipping it, but I'm not going to be mean, so let's just put this behind us. I'm like, okay, sure. And she's like, all right, cool, have a good class. And I sit down at the desk and we go about our class. And literally from that day on, it was pretty fucking awkward going to that class, but for the most part, it was okay. And that's kind of the story time of how I got detention for fucking catching my teacher taking a fucking selfie. And to this day, I don't know who it was for. Whether it was for her boyfriend or Instagram, I don't know. But like, yeah, just fucking awkward, man. So awkward. But yeah, that's pretty much the time that I walked in on my teacher taking a selfie and got detention for it. And I thought it was pretty fucking funny and ridiculous. So if you guys found this funny and enjoyed the story time, please leave a like on the video. I really appreciate it. Leave you guys your stories in the comments down below. Subscribe if you're new. See you guys all later.
Okay, hold on.
Peace.
Braxton651. Asks to join. Oh, might have been delayed.
Luna. So today I'm telling you guys a high school story time. The story takes place back in high school. I hope you enjoy this. Leave a like if you do. It's pretty fucking... It was not a fun time for me, to say the least, okay? But it ended kind of good, kind of bad, kind of good. Okay, so the story takes place back in high school. I was actually in 10th grade, and there was this girl who I never really liked that much, just because she had this attitude towards everyone. And I don't like a lot of people, if that makes sense. I'm saying like a lot. But I don't not like a lot of people. But she always had an attitude towards me for no reason. Like, I remember my first day of high school, I couldn't find a class. And I was like, hey, do you know where this class is? And she's like, no, I don't know. And I don't know you, so please leave me alone. And I was just like, alright, my bad. Like, shit. Like, that's so rude to say to somebody. Like, all she had to say was like, no, I don't know where it is, sorry. And like, she could have just walked away and I would have never bothered her again. But no. So anyway, I didn't really like her from day one. And this day in particular, I walked into school. I was tired as fuck, just kind of already having a bad day. I was really tired and I was behind on homework like always and just not having a good day. And I accidentally bumped into her boyfriend walking in the hallway while she was with him. And I was like, yo, my bad. He's like, oh, it's all good. And then his fucking girlfriend, aka the mean girl, she's like, yeah, watch where you're going. Don't hit my boyfriend. And I just looked at her and I was like, it was an accident, clearly. And she's like, well, leave him alone. I was like, I wasn't not leaving him alone.
Is your thing baseball 42?
I was like, okay, you have a good one. And she just whispers under her breath, asshole. And I turn around, I'm like, what? And she goes, I didn't say anything. I go, yeah, you did. You just called me an asshole. And she goes, oh, well, if the shoe fits. And I got so mad. I just couldn't hold it in anymore. I was like, all right, go fuck yourself. And I turn around and start walking away. And I hear her boyfriend go, hey, the fuck you just say to my girl, bro? The fuck you just say? And I kept walking. He's like, dude, fuck this dude. I'm not even gonna entertain him. Like, they're both ridiculous. So I kept walking and he kept going, yeah, fuck you. Keep walking, keep walking. Like, he just kept trying to taunt me. He kept going and going. And I didn't even get that mad at him because, like, you know, it's his girlfriend. He's gonna blindly defend her no matter what. So I didn't even, like, really care that he was saying that shit to me. I was just more mad about me getting blamed for an accident. You know what I mean? Like, I did that on purpose. I never would. So I ignored them both and I walked to my first class and I just pretty much went about my day. And about third period came around, and I went to my locker to grab a folder, and I opened my locker, and on the top shelf of my locker, I saw something I thought I would never see, like ever. And I was like, no, that's not what I think it is. Like, that's fucking disgusting. And I don't even know how to, like, it's so gross to describe, but there was a condom just chilling there on the top shelf, just chilling there, opened with no packaging around it. So like, it was. I didn't even want to touch it. It was probably used. I still don't know to this day. I think it was, but I was so fucking pissed, and I immediately knew who to blame. I knew it was those motherfuckers. Either the girl or the boy did it. So I slammed my locker. Didn't even try to take it out of my locker, because I didn't have any gloves or anything to touch it with or pick it up with. So I went back to my class, and I waited till the bell rang. And when the bell rang, I went over to their locker, and they were both just standing there, and I walked up to them, and I look at both of them, and I go, so did one of you put a fucking condom in my locker? A used-looking condom? And her boyfriend goes, one of us? No, both of us did it.
Peyton, I'm joining your party.
And he goes, what are you gonna do about it? And he gets up in my face. And I was like, alright, dude. Cool. I'll see you later. And he's like, exactly. You're bitch, man. And I was like, okay. Alright, man, whatever. So I walked over to the nearest bathroom, grabbed some paper towels, and then I left the bathroom and went to my locker quickly, and I grabbed the condom and paper towel and wrapped it up. Yeah, I wrapped the condom up. That sounds kind of ironic. But I wrapped the condom up in a paper towel and I left it in my locker for the rest of the day until the bell rang from the final class. So we were all leaving and going home. So I grabbed the paper towel wrapped up condom and I wait until I see them in their locker.
Yeah,
what are you listening to?
And I see him get his thing.
Luna?
And she was all ready to go. And he
What?
puts his hoodie on.
Just search up Luna. L-U-N-A.
And he walks her to her bus.
Luna?
And then after
Yeah.
he's getting the bus, he starts walking away.
Alright, y'all, can you invite me?
With a bunch of other people.
Yeah, sure. Do you want to play, like, do you want to do roleplay, or, like, what you up to?
Just random people that were also
Roleplay? Like, what kind of roleplay you doing?
and I don't know
I mean, we can do, like, I'm really doing school roleplay, or any roleplay, really. So I'm basically doing life roleplay, where basically I'm a car. Like cars, I guess. Motorcycles and stuff, too. Basically, I don't know.
So, is there any people in your session?
Yeah, 15. They're not doing the roleplay.
Is that an invite? Are you in an invite session?
No, I'm in public. You can invite me to an invite.
But how are we going to do a school roleplay then?
I was like, doing what? Like, we're gonna fight. You know.
I mean, it could be just me and you, cause there's AIs on campus.
He got in my fucking hair, and I just looked at him and I started laughing so hard. I was like, I'm sorry, man, but that's just funny as fuck. I don't know what to tell you. He's like, I'm literally about to go upstairs and tell the main office what you fucking did. And I go, oh, you want to play that game? Okay, how about I go upstairs and say, hey, this person and his girlfriend put what seems to be a used condom in my fucking locker. That condom, I don't know if they used it or not, but if they did use it, it could have been on school grounds, who knows? Because I know for a fact you motherfuckers have probably fucked in the bathroom a few times this year. So why don't I just go tell them? And he's just like, nah, don't fucking do that or you're really going to be in a lot of trouble. I was like, oh yeah, am I going to be in a lot of trouble or what are you going to do about it? Because you sure as I won't be in school anymore, like you're going to get fucking expelled. And he's like, fuck you, and he turned around and just walked away. And I never heard from him again after that. He completely left me alone for the rest of the year. And you know what the funniest part about the whole thing is? His girlfriend was so nice to me after this. Like every time in the hall, she'd make eye contact with me, she'd like nod her head or something and say hello, or like she'd wave. Like she was so nice after this because she knew like what they did was fucked up, like really fucked up. And yeah, he never fucked with me again. She didn't either. And in the end, I guess everything ended okay. Still just a very disgusting thing to ever do, so don't ever do that. Just enjoy the story time and never ever do that.
Brian,
In any scenario, ever.
kind of.
Never do what they did.
It's basically like a feeble.
Never respond like I did. Because yeah, I don't know, she's gross. And I still don't know to this day if that condom was used or not. I really don't know. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this story time and found it funny. If you did, please leave a like on the video. I really appreciate it. Leave your guys' stories in the comments down below. Subscribe if you're new. I'll see you guys all later. Peace.
So my bike did what I wanted to do, but not myself. Okay. I'm on the line, no mistake. Don't put the blame on me. Don't put it on me. Say goodbye to you and your family. It disappeared. I wonder where they went.
How about we do this? How about we do this? How about we do this?
What?
How about we do I love story roleplay.
What?
How about we do a love story roleplay?
Can't hear you.
How about we do a love story roleplay? Cause I'm on my girl character right now.
I'm on my girl character. Or we can just do a car roleplay.
A what?
A car roleplay. Basically, we collect cars, we race cars, we build cars, we customize cars, buy cars, sell cars.
Alright. Cause you're really gonna like this car I got. You're really gonna like it. I got it from the okay, how about we just do
Benny's garage.
how about we just roleplay that I built the car, okay?
Yeah, it's a bit. No, that's what's in the roleplay. Like we build the
What?
cars that we get.
Alright, can you invite me?
Do you just want to invite me to an invite only?
I can't. I don't want to do. How about we
Or just invite me, because I don't feel like No, just join from the party.
Why are you from the party? But you have people in your game.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said you make it private then.
I can't make it private.
No, like make a private session and then invite me. I'm just wacky driving. Alright, I'm actually driving, like serious drive. Bro, I've got my bike stuck up there before. and like I was on the ground. It made me pissed.
Yes.
Hold up.
Well, how about you just join me, okay? How about you just join me, okay?
Okay. 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 And okay. Oh, I made it. Ramp. There we go. Hold on, let me just go do the daily rounds.
Alright, okay, so we're gonna be at
Oh
Benny's,
no, the
okay? We're gonna be at
wind.
Benny's.
Doesn't matter, I'll still mess them up. I got C4. Where are you going, huh? The hell?
We're gonna be at Benny's, okay?
Alright, bet, because I know how to get in the garage and we can stay in the garage. I'm here, bet. I'm gonna use the bathroom.
So did you join me?
Yeah.
So where are you at?
At my house.
What house are you at?
Hold on.
Hey, what's good, guys? It's Austin here, or Luna.
Oh, you're with How about we do the, okay, how about we do the thing? How about we do the car thing up there?
Hold up. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Hold on, hold on. Alright, hold on, what'd you say?
Which one of you ate all the flaming hot Cheeto snacks?
We won't be mad. We just want to know the truth.
They're really doing this one.
I bet we were robbed. Dangerously cheesy.
Glenn, come on.
Let's get here.
Alright. My AirPods back on the table. Mr. Iglesias! Hold on, what car are you bringing?
What?
What car are you bringing?
Go to the house first?
No, if anything, go to my house right quick.
No, yeah, I'm going to my house first. I accidentally returned my car to storage.
Alright, just go to my house.
I am, but I'm bringing the car.
Oh.
If you guys haven't heard my voice, I'm very proud to be here. I'm very proud to do the special for tonight. I'm going to be the host for the stand-up for about a month and a half. And everything start all over. You can look at the special. This will take about 3-4 years. I promise you.
Dude, I'm about to bring this cool stuff to you, okay?
Alright.
I'm going to tell you guys, being a comedian has been the
really love this stuff.
for me. And you know, it's been a fun ride. It's been a fun ride, and a lot of people don't understand what has gone into this. You know, me personally, I got a lot of people to thank. My family, obviously, first and foremost, and all my friends and all the support and all the people you don't see that are behind the scenes that have helped me. You know, there's a lot of comedians out there, they do really good, and for some reason they start, you know, going crazy and things happen, and then what happened? Wrong people around them. So whenever you see me, you're like, oh, Gabriel's keeping it together, because people keep me together. Shoot, I start believing my own hype.
Yeah,
My man
you're
said,
you're a bum
give
card.
me all that. Yeah. Give me crazy.
Hey, you the car? Are you the boss of the cars
Just
today?
want you guys to know.
Wait, what?
What are you? Because I'm bringing a car to you, and what are you gonna be? What's your goal?
Oh, just look at my, just try to find my username. I'll try to find you. Hold up. Hold up.
I thought you were making really good vehicles.
Look for your username, Holmes. Okay, man. I've been looking for a baseball, Holmes.
Look at this car, dude. Look at this car. Look how I'm bringing Chris from you. Look.
Oh, is this you?
Yeah, look at this.
Yeah, nice. Can I get the money off you real quick? You're just gonna spawn down the street.
Well, I don't have no. You don't. I have no money on me. What do you mean?
No, you have a bounty.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
Don't kill me.
You have a bounty. You're just gonna spawn down the street. I can come pick you up.
I'm trying to get the next car for you.
I already got a car. I'm not gonna kill you. I don't know where the hell you're going.
It's been a fun ride, and I want you to understand a little bit more of what has happened over the years to get to this point. For the first, I'd say the first 10 years of my career, I was considered a Southwest comedian by promoters, meaning that they would only promote me in California, Arizona, Nevada, Texas, New Mexico. Nothing wrong with that. But here's the thing is that they were calling me a Southwest comedian, and then they called me Latino comedian, and I hated that. No, I hate that. I know you have good intentions when you move. Let me explain why I don't like that title. When you say Latino comedian, it makes it sound like I can only perform for Latinos, okay? And don't get me wrong, I know who I am and where I come from, but I believe that Latinos should be shared with everyone, and that's what I'm trying to do. And the reason why I make a big deal about that is because anybody else, you just call them their name. For example, Jerry Seinfeld. He's just Jerry Seinfeld.
Where the hell's the deep end at?
Jewish comedian Jerry Seinfeld. Chris Rock is just Chris Rock. He's not African-American comedian Chris Rock. But with me, I was always Latino comedian or fat comic. Yeah, they wouldn't even call me Fluffy, those bastards. And so it wasn't until years and years of grinding it out
Let me try to break the light in my head.
promoter who eventually became my manager, who took a chance on me, and he promoted me in Minneapolis, Minnesota, okay? And you cannot get any whiter than Minneapolis, Minnesota. That is where the Howleys are built.
Yeah, this car is so pretty good. You love it.
When are you gonna come back to my house?
I'm coming. That's you doing the car for you.
And word got back to Los Angeles and to New York and all these promoters that there's this entertainer with the last name Iglesias who sold a bunch of tickets who was not Enrique. Next thing you know, promoters are coming out the woodwork. Now they're changing their tune. Now they're not calling me Latino comedian anymore. Now they're saying, oh, this guy's, he's funny across the board. He's crossover. He's so crossover. His material touches everyone. He's crossover.
how much you want for the car?
What do you mean?
Like how much you want to buy it?
I don't want to buy it.
Well, that's how you do a car thing. You have to buy it if you want it.
I've already bought a car. I bought a car right before you came here.
You'll love this one.
Alright, do you want me to get my fast car out and show you how my good car? And the car that I bought?
I want to show you this car over there. I want to show you the car that you did.
All I wanted to do was be given a chance to go out and perform and show what I could do. And I had restrictions and titles and stuff put on. It was very, very hard. And so, like I said, once I met my buddy who took care of me and became my manager, Joe Melange, amazing work. With the help of him and my agent, Matt Blake, and Comedy Central started backing me up, and we wound up hitting all 50 states. Next thing I know, we go to Canada. Next thing I know, they sent me to Europe. Next thing I know, we hit Australia. And then I get this phone call. My agent calls me up, and he says, Gabe, check it out. You're getting a request to
Is this your car?
Middle East. I go, really? Okay, cool. Army, Navy, Marines, Air Force, cool. Actually,
Nice, this is mine. I have that car too in my garage.
Run that by me again. A Prince. I said,
Wait.
a ring?
Alright, hold on, no, let's go to the airport. Hold on, stop real quick.
A Prince. I said, how
Let's do like a proper drive to the airport. Like a fast, but not like super fast. Come on, follow me.
Trust me.
I'll go first.
Alright. If it's legit, I'll tell you what.
Oh, we're about to go that way?
This
Bet.
figure. And let them know that they have to wire the money today.
Going the wrong way.
Forget it. 4 hours
Dude,
later.
no, I didn't say go yet.
Ridiculous just called.
We're not racing yet. We're going to the airport.
Are you serious? I'm looking at the screen, bro. They wired all of it. Next thing I know. Welcome aboard Saudi Arabian Airlines.
You saw that landing?
17-hour flight, you guys, from Detroit, Michigan to Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. And just so you guys know, I didn't go by myself, okay? I took some friends with me. Nobody from this show. Enzo.
Hi, Enzo. Not really much of a dog person.
Well, he's more person than dog. He's the
okay.
smartest dog. It was clearly taken. She probably bathed
What?
every day for all I
I have
knew.
to go.
On August 9th,
Alright.
I'm here to teach people all that I know.
I'll see you tomorrow, okay?
Apart.
Okay.
So I took 2 other friends. I took one friend, his name is Edwin San Juan, who's Filipino, works clean. Hell yeah. And another buddy of mine named Larry Omaha, who's Native American, who also works clean. And, hell yeah, sure. Hold on, I want to look at the camera. Hey, Larry Omaha, Edwin San Juan, you guys have fans over here. Why are you dressed over here? Anyway, so we headed to Riyadh, 17-hour flight from Detroit. As soon as we get there, they flew us their first class, by the way. It was really nice. And the plane is pulling up to the gate, and, it's doing the whole, and the tube is coming out to meet the plane. As soon as the tube touches the plane, all of a sudden, the door on the opposite side of the plane pops open, and a man in a suit gets on, and he walks over to the 3 of us, and he does this. And they pulled us off the plane, and they escorted us to this area called VIP baggage claim. And it sounds kind of crazy, VIP, and I get that, and I realize, they're serving cookies and candy and coffee, and there's leather sofas, and it's really nice. And there's nothing but Middle Eastern businessmen there, okay? And they're all talking about me. I don't understand Arabic, but everyone in this room understands when someone's talking about you. The guy's looking at me, and he's like, I'm sorry, but this is universal. And apparently this is Arabic for damn. So So then this other guy walks over to me, and he's holding a sign, and the sign has my
Hurry
name on it,
up.
and he's really excited. He's like, it is you, come, it is you, come, we go. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So we grab our luggage, and we follow him outside to the curb. They have 3 Lincoln Navigator SUVs waiting for us. There's 3 comedians, and there's 3 cars. We're so paranoid that we're in the Middle East, we all get in one car. We're sitting in there. And we take off. We're heading towards downtown Riyadh, okay? Now, all I know
Stupid.
about my experience is that I've already been paid, my flight's been taken care of, and I have a point person who I'm supposed to meet at the airport who's not there. So I'm talking to the drivers, excuse me, sir, where's this guy? It is okay. He's okay.
Alright, I'm driving over now.
Okay, and for me it's not okay because I researched Saudi Arabia, and you think the rules in Singapore are strict. The rules in Saudi Arabia are very, very different, okay? And I don't want to offend anyone, and I want to make sure that I don't say the wrong thing. So I need to know, I need some info. So I keep talking to the driver. So, sir, would you mind helping me with some questions? Whatever you need, you ask, I tell you. It's okay. I apologize in advance if I come across rude or disrespectful or ignorant, but how do you guys know about me here in the Middle East? What do you mean, how do we know? Yeah, how do you know that I'm a comedian? Do you have Comedy Central or HBO or Showtime? What is that? That's a no. That's what that is. That's a no. How do you know that I'm an entertainer? Oh, your videos. YouTube. My friend, YouTube, you're huge. You're the #2 most famous comedian in all of the Middle East. #2. You're kidding. I am not comedian. I don't kid. I'm the #2 most famous comedian in all of the Middle East? Yes! Who's #1? Jeff Dunham. Jeff Dunham is the #1 comedian in the Middle East? You guys don't find him at all offensive? Oh, no. I kill you. When I heard that, you guys, I was like, you know what? They get it. They get it. So I'm like, we're cool. We're sitting, we're driving, we're heading towards downtown. All of a sudden, the driver cuts the wheel really hard, and we get off the freeway, and now we're taking a side road going away from the city. And I'm like, excuse me, where are we going? We're going to the show. I go, it says here that we're staying in the city. Yes, you're staying in the city, but the show is somewhere else. That doesn't make sense. Why would you have the show somewhere else? How come you don't have it in the city? And then he broke it down. My friend, here in Riyadh, it is very different, okay? Your type of entertainment is forbidden in the city. There are people called religious police that hold up the traditions. They keep it so that it's very traditional. This is not allowed. The social gathering is a no-no. We must go somewhere secret in the desert. So how many people are you guys expecting at the show? Easily between 700 to 800 people. That many? I told you. #2. And sure enough, you guys, we pull up to this racetrack in the middle of the desert. And there's a giant tent set up next to it. And there's 800 people, roughly, there for a comedy show. And as soon as we pull up, radios start popping out. And I keep hearing on all the radios. All of a sudden, some guy runs up on the stage and they hand him a microphone and he starts yelling to the crowd. I don't know what he's saying, but I've seen enough hip hop to recognize a hype man. Oh yeah, he's out there. And then I get the biggest introduction of my life. And now, the next from the United States of America, it is Governor Iglesias! And the crowd starts going, floppy, floppy. women. And all the women in the front row were covered from head to toe. All I saw was this. Oh yeah, I had no idea I was performing for Assassin's Creed. I didn't know.
There's a lot of stuff Michael follows online. Then he tried Tostitos Scoops and Salsa, and he started following them in real life.
Hey, Mike.
So, oh, Tostitos, get together already.
The Saudis had such an amazing sense of humor. They were laughing and carrying on, and I had no idea they were going to be like that. And then after the show, I got a chance to meet some of the locals, and one guy was almost in tears. He was so emotional. He walks up to me, and he's just like, I cannot believe that I am standing here in front of you, Mr. Fluffy. Well, thank you. Please, when you return to United States or wherever you travel, let the people know what you saw, okay? Let them know that we're not those bad, that we're not those bad people from Fox News, okay? Fox News, and Fox News believes that everybody in Middle East is bad. Everybody's terrible. Everybody has a bomb. He has a bomb. He has a bomb. He has a bomb. Oprah is here giving away bombs to everybody. Everybody has a bomb. Please, you let them know we're not all bad people, okay? We're not all terrorists. My cousin. Maybe. What? I'm kidding. Look at his face. Look at his face. Oh, my God. Look at him. I'm playing. I got you again. Got you. He is raising my blood pressure every 7 seconds. And then he starts breaking it down for me how stand-up comedy is starting to bring people together in the Middle East, and how he's starting to, he's doing comedy. It's crazy, the conversation. Here in Saudi Arabia, people, they like watching the stand-up comedy because we love to laugh. Okay, we love to laugh. It's great to laugh. And people don't think that people in Middle East have sense of humor. They see videos, they see TV, they think we are the same. They say, oh, these Middle Eastern people are all angry. Look at their face, they're angry. Everybody angry, everybody mad, everybody angry. My friend, we're not angry. It's hot. Okay? It's 117 degrees. Everybody's not mad, they're hot. Look at everybody has a hot face. Hot face. Everybody hot face. I promise you, give me air conditioning. I am so happy. Okay, we love to laugh. I've been doing stand-up comedy for about 6 months now, and I have jokes. Good for you. May I try? Oh, great. Alright, man, go ahead. Okay, very nervous. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. Jules. Walk into a bar. Not in my country! Get my ass arrested, bro. We wound up doing shows all over the Middle East. We were in Riyadh, Bahrain, Dubai, Qatar, Doha, and each show, you guys, was more amazing than the last show. Not because there were so many people, but because the people were friendly. They were fun. They got all the references. I couldn't get over that. I honestly thought that they were going to be like the people from Fox News. And I felt terrible. I felt terrible because I was judging them. I was prejudging them, and I thought that they were going to be a certain way. And I felt bad because all those years people were doing that to me, not really giving me a chance, and I was over there doing the same thing. I felt so bad. And then when I met the prince, I was still judging. 19 years old, and he's a prince. I thought he was going to be a brat. He walks up to me, and I was already like, what's up? I failed to realize that he's a prince, and he was brought up to be a prince. The way he carried himself, he intimidated me in about 18 seconds. Jibril. Gabriel. I understand that your name is Gabriel, but in the Arabic language, your name is Jibril. I was welcoming you in our language. Oh!
like, I want to thank you for coming here to Riyadh and doing all of these shows. It was so beautiful to see everyone having such an amazing time, from the little children in attendance all the way to the elderly people with a cane. Everyone had an amazing time. Everyone. It was beautiful. Okay, beautiful. Religious people laughing. Religious police laughing. They don't laugh at I want you to understand how big this is. There was an American here entertaining people from Middle East. There was no violence, no bloodshed, no problems. Everybody was smiling. Everybody was getting along. It is possible. An American was here. An American was here. He kept saying American, American, American. Freaking 10 years being called a Latino comic. I had to go all the way around the world to finally get called American. Conversation I have ever had with the person. He looks at me and he says, I want to thank you for everything. I want to invite you and your friends to come to my palace so that I may entertain you. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? I am not getting invited to a palace by a prince. Oh my God, up until this point, my only experience with royalty was a Burger King drive-thru. All of a sudden, one of those SUVs pulls up. And a guy jumps out in a suit, and I guess his favorite word was please, because that's all he said. Please. 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 I'm like, are you kidding me? There's a man in a suit trying to get me in the back of a Lincoln Navigator, and there's a prince inviting me to his palace. I'm not gonna lie, I felt like a hot chick. I was like, oh my God, let's go. Hurry up, bitch, let's go. We get to the front of his palace, you guys. I'm not gonna lie, it didn't look like a palace. The walls are really high. There's barbed wire around the entire property, and there's two guys in the front with machine guns. I'm looking at this, and I'm like, this doesn't look like a palace. And I started thinking, what if I'm on some messed up episode of Middle Eastern Punk'd? You know what I mean? Like, you go to palace, you go to prison, you're party. Fortunately, the doors opened up, and we drive in, and then they closed. And when we got outside, you guys, what we saw was amazing. Outside, desert. Inside, palm trees, bushes, shrubs, a pond, and he had exotic pets. I know exotic pets, because I know what I have. Over there? Freaking zebra! Monkeys! And he had a freaking boa constrictor. I'm like, are you kidding me? Snakes, monkeys, a zebra, and a tiger? Oh my God, that makes me Kung Fu Panda. And I started thinking, what if he decides to keep me? It sounds messed up, but let me explain. As an American, you cannot just purchase an airline ticket to go to Saudi Arabia. You have to be invited by a person of power. You know, when I left Detroit to go over there, I had to fill out a form that says, I understand that I'm going to Saudi Arabia. And should something happen to me, one of those things on the list being kidnapping, conveniently right above death, America is not responsible. The prince could have actually, you're mine. 2 weeks later, now he's showing someone else around, right? This is my snake, this is my zebra, this is my Mexican, this is my tiger. He sent us some little fox, this is Jibril. But it never happened. And we're walking around, and I actually pulled him aside for a second. I said, listen, I gotta tell you something. Well, you tell me. I need to apologize. What did you do? I didn't do anything. I just want to apologize for coming here with the wrong mentality. I says, unfortunately, I thought that, just, you know, because it is the Middle East, I thought you guys were going to be rude. And everybody's been nothing but nice. I know. I didn't think you guys were going to speak English so well and understand, you know, so many references, and you guys get everything. I know. I thought you guys were going to throw rocks. But you were funny. walking, and he's showing me this and that, and I'm just kind of like looking around. I thought it was great, and then I saw something that freaked me out. We're walking in the direction of a giant cage, and when I saw the cage, I stopped. I was like, what's with the cage? Take a look. Great. So I walk over towards the cage, and I look inside, and I notice that there's birds in there. And I was like, oh, okay, cool, it's a bird cage. And he got all offended, you know. That's not regular birds. Those are falcons. I go, okay, well, you have a lot of falcons. We'll use the falcons for hunting. You hunt falcons? No. Each falcon is very expensive. $100,000 US. They're trained. We go out and we shoot a little animal, and we send a falcon to retrieve. Would you like to see? No. I got little dogs. I don't want. Bye, Bruno. Before I know it, here comes the other guy. Please. And he goes inside the cage, and he puts on this leather glove that comes up to his elbow, and he starts getting one of the falcons. I'm watching him do this, and I notice all the falcons are on these perches about this high, and there's about 15 in a row, and they all have hoods covering their eyes. And I asked them, why do they have hoods on their eyes, man? They look like little hostages. I'm sorry. I meant no disrespect by that, man.
Why the hell would you do that thing?
And he was cool. I understand. Middle East hostage.
Hello, what is that? Oh, it's really buggy.
So the other guy comes out, and he's got a falcon with him, and he's got a glove, and he hands me the glove, and I put it on, and he transfers his falcon to my arm. And all of a sudden, he starts doing snapping things, and he's basically showing me that the falcon's trained. And I thought that was great. I thought we were going to kill something. I'm like, no! But we were just playing with the falcon, and I started getting excited. You know, and the more excited I got, the more the prince started showing his age. Because then he got excited. I'm like, this is great. It is great. Yes, this is so cool. So cool. Oh my God, you're so lucky to have so many falcons. I am so lucky. Would you like a falcon? So matter of fact, like, would you like a cookie? Would you like a falcon? Same way. I'm like, are you kidding me? Don't give me a falcon that can retrieve things. Shoo, you think I'm lazy now? No. I wouldn't even leave the house. I'd be at the front door. Donuts. And who the hell is going to watch my falcon when I'm up here performing? I can't leave it with my buddy Martin in the back. You know, he would abuse it, take it to some nightclub, try to hook up with it, freaking... The redhead. After I performed in the Middle East, I had one of the longest flights of my... You know, he would abuse it, take it... It can retrieve things. Shoo, you think I'm lazy now? Hell no, don't give me a... No. I wouldn't even leave the house. I'd be at the front door. Donuts. And who the hell is going to watch my falcon when I'm up here performing? I can't leave it with my buddy Martin in the back. You know, he would abuse it, take it to some nightclub, try to hook up with it, freaking... The redhead. After I performed in the Middle East, I had one of the longest flights of my life coming home. It's probably about a 26-hour trip, okay? We left out of Kuwait, and we had about 4 stops. It was long. When I got home, I was so tired. I turned on my phone to check my messages, and I had a voicemail message from a guy by the name of Channing Tatum. Right? Now, for those of you not worrying, let me explain who that is. Channing Tatum is the new Hollywood hot guy. He's the guy that comes out on all these movies, really good looking, ripped. You know, he's making a lot of films. And there's a voicemail on there from him. Gabriel Iglesias, this is Channing Tatum. Please call me at your earliest convenience, blah, 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 you know. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I called him up. You know, hello. I go, hi, this is Gabriel Iglesias. I'm calling for Mr. Channing Tatum. He yells, Fluffy! I'm a huge fan. Hey, listen, bro, really quick. I only have like a minute. Look, bro, I'm doing a new movie, and I want to see if you're interested in reading and auditioning for one of the parts. I go, sure, bro. I'd be happy to audition for your movie. What's it called? The movie's called Magic Mike. I was like, Mike, so you need a magician, you need an assistant, you want to saw me in half, what's gonna happen? Actually, bro, the movie has nothing to do with magic. It's actually a movie about male strippers. I said, male strippers? He goes, yeah, male strippers. I said, you do know that this is Gabriel Iglesias, right? He goes, you're funny, bro. Listen, we've already got the dancers, but we need somebody to play the DJ at the club. Will you audition for the part? I said, you know what, bro? I'll be there, okay? And just to let you guys know, because some people have asked me in the past, how come you're not in more movies? Because you have to audition. And I don't like auditions because they treat you like crap. Auditions are very cold and very just, they make you feel like they seriously do. You work really hard to memorize all your lines, and you show up and you try to do your thing, and they cut you off really quick. You're in there and you're like, okay, so who am I hold on. Okay, I'll hold on. How's it going? Don't talk to him. All right, no problem. Okay. Are you ready? Yes, I'm ready. Real quick question. How much energy do you want? You don't know? That's why I'm asking. And when you're done, you try to ask them more questions. Like, is this okay? Would you like me to go again? Thank you. I've had the fingers this so many times, and it hurts. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And you're sitting in your car and you're crying.
What's up?
It's a terrible feeling, so I don't like putting myself through that. But since I got a phone call from the guy, I'm like, all right, I hope it's a little bit different. So I show up to the audition, I'm sitting in the lobby, and it's funny because anytime there's an audition, everybody at the audition, usually they're looking for a specific type. And so everybody that's sitting there with me looks just like me. Everybody in there is big, everybody's sitting there, everybody's all happy and jolly and stuff. We're all looking at each other, trying to outdo each other. Like, no, I look more like me than you do. You don't look like me. No, this is what they want. No, this is what they want. You know? So the receptionist looks at me. She goes, Mr. Iglesias, they'll see you now. And I'm like, okay, cool, here we go. Let's see how this goes. So I start mentally preparing myself for the problems that happen in there. I walk in, I don't say anything. Anyone. I walk in, there's 3 people in the room. I close the door. And I just look over at the casting person who's sitting at her desk, and hello. And the camera person, and the person I'm reading with all jumped up and yelled, Fluffy! And they ran over to me, and they started hugging me and pulling out camera phones. Now I'm taking pictures with them. Next thing I know, they call the receptionist, Judy, get in here. And the girl comes in. Now I'm taking pictures with 4 women. We're going back and forth. I'm like, this is different. And I go, well, this is very refreshing. Thank you. I says, who am I reading my part with? And the casting person says, this is a formality. They've always wanted you for the part. And they said, if you showed up, it's yours. So basically, we've already called your agent since you showed up. Really? Yeah, it's great. So I get to my car. My agent is blowing up my phone, right? And I answer the phone and go, hello. He's like, you nailed that audition. Before I did or said something stupid, right? So I look over at him and I say, excuse me, Mr. McConaughey, how you doing? My name is Gabriel Iglesias. I'm going to be playing the part of Tobias, the club DJ, and I just wanted to say hello, and it's an honor to work with you. And in my head, I'm like, I hope he's the same guy. I hope
hope he's the same person from the movies. I hope his voice is the same. I hope his accent's the same. And he looks at me and he says, all right. How you doing, man? You doing good? I'm doing good. All right. And I'm spazzing out. They pull my ass out of the trailer and they take me out of the set. And the majority of the shots in the movie Magic Mike are shot inside of a strip club, okay? It's on a stage, and I'm very comfortable up here. But the cool part for me is I'm on the side of the stage inside of a DJ booth, so I don't have any worries. The director comes up to me and he says, listen, Gabe, you got all your speaking roles in the film, but in addition to that, you are the key background in every shot when it comes to the dancers. He goes, the guy on stage is the eye candy, but you're the guy that provides the ear candy, and you need to express yourself and give me energy. Can you do that? Yes, sir. Let's do this. Next thing I know, all right, everybody, here we go. And quiet on the set. And action. All of a sudden, the dancing dancer comes out, camera starts panning just like that one, right? And all of a sudden, I'm in my DJ booth, and I start DJing it up. From behind the camera, crosses the stage, and gets in my face. That's what I'm talking about. More. Okay. And I take off. The screening of the film with my girlfriend at Warner Brothers Studios. We're sitting there and we're waiting for that part to come up. And I tell her, baby, it's coming. Watch. Hard enough. The camera starts panning. And you see the dancer, you can't even see his head. All you see is his body all freaking ripped and moving. And in the background, in the DJ booth, you cannot see any of the DJ equipment because it's all overlying to the camera. All you see in the background is some chubby pervert in a box. There was a couple of other things that happened in this movie that I gotta share because you're never gonna hear about them in a DVD bonus feature. One of the characters in the movie, his name in the movie is Big Richie. He's played by an actor named Joe. Joe's a cool guy. Became buddies at the movie. Nice guy. He's big. He's ripped, okay? And his whole thing is he comes out on stage and he's dancing behind the silhouette. So all you see is the shadow of him dancing for 3 minutes. And after the third minute, he grabs his G-string, and this is how he finishes his performance. He tears it off, exposing a shadow of, Now in real life, Joe does not possess. That's most of us, okay? Now, because they needed to make this scene happen and we're shooting it in Hollywood, they made a phone call to an adult film company that was up the street. And they got a hold of their props department. And they said, basically, what we need is about 45 impressive male rubber parts to be brought down to the set of the movie Magic Mike so we can attach one of them to an actor for a scene. It took maybe 30 minutes for some guy to show up with a big trunk on the set, and you can just tell he did not belong. Channing Tatum saw him and he goes, "Are you the guy?" And then again, and they brought him inside the house, and he got all the actors around the kitchen table, and he told the guy, he says, "Listen, bro, dump it out right here, all of it." And the guy opens up the trunk and he dumps out all of these big freaking, it made him out. And all the actors were just standing there, just staring, like, oh my God.
just... Another thing I gotta share about this experience doing the movie Magic Mike is that we shot it in 2 locations. We shot it in Hollywood and we shot it in Orlando, Tampa, Florida. And one of the scenes was shot on a sandbar, which most of you know already. It's a little tiny island with nothing on it. It's just real small, and people go there and they party. And so we get to this little island, and this guy with the headphones, his title is PA, personal assistant, the director, and he comes over and he tells us, listen guys, we're gonna be here for a couple of hours. If you need to use the facilities, these are your options. There's no plumbing here. You can either go in the water, or you can go to those bushes over there. It's up to you. And I'm like, I'm fine, I already went. 2 hours, no problem. 4 hours later. Listen, bro, you guys said we were only going to be here for like 2 hours. It's going on 5. My stomach is killing me. What's the story? We're going to be here for like another 3. The director has some more shots. Oh, you have your options. Thanks. So the first thing I look at is the water, okay? And to put it into perspective for you guys, the water's like right there, okay? And all the actors are like right there, okay? So it's like, are you kidding me? I'm not going to go pop a squat in the water in front of all those actors just so somebody can walk by and go, Fluffy's killing fishes. So I take a stroll out to the bushes, right? So I start walking out to the bushes. My stomach is killing me. And fortunately, by the time I got there, my stomach had settled. So I no longer had to go number 2. But since I was there, you know, I'm going to make it rain. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the bushes and I'm doing my thing. And all of a sudden, I start hearing noises. And you know how you can just feel when somebody's standing like right next to you? And I couldn't turn around because, you know, I was doing my thing. All of a sudden, I see a shadow. A long shadow. And it's coming in my direction. And I see that and I'm like, funny, Joe, that's funny.
It was so funny, man.
Started repeating. I was like, oh my God, it's real. Now curiosity has me. I gotta find out who the hell the owner. So really quick, I'm just like, hey,
I'm guessing you don't want a back rub. How can I help?
Are you saying broccoli, huh?
No. Sorry, but no. Call me back when you figured out how that brain of yours works.
Bro! No!
it's a beluga whale.
I don't know.
What do you see in your Cheetos?
I am mad, bro.
Be careful, because we have rednecks too. We do, and they sound exactly like the white ones. Yeah, bro, quiet, huh? You don't believe me? Watch this. White redneck. I'll tell you what. Mexican redneck. White redneck. Mexican redneck. We put words for that.
Or I just don't make it. Okay, buddy. I don't have enough money to have the cops blind out. What the hell?
Careful. I had to take it easy with the voices once I got with my girlfriend. She used to think it was cute, but then, you know, I scared her. One night we're in the room and she's like, and I was like, you're gonna get it.
Why? I'm officially mad, bro. Please. Or just don't move. Taking like a boss.
She's like, who is it? was like,
No scope it. Oh.
Ay, señor, I don't speak English.
hell yeah.
You're trying to get right behind them. Okay.
People ask me, do you get political? I'm like, no, not really. What's your take on Barack? I'm like, well, you know, a lot smarter than the last one, that's for sure. I love it, man. Some people didn't want Barack in office.
It's not the. I'm watching YouTube. It's only right next to the thing.
He's Barack, he's not Snoop Dogg. You know, it's not like he's gonna come out like, he's the president of the United States.
Oh, it's all chirping.
Here we go again. Mr. President, Mr. President. I look forward to problems. I like problems. Because if there's problems, Frankie and I can work on it together to find a solution, right? And I see that as a great form of bonding. Now, don't get me wrong, you guys. Sometimes it's expensive. Yeah, you're laughing. Let me tell you. Like one time they took his iPhone from school. And he comes home and he's all devastated, right? He's like, Dad, I gotta talk to you. I'm like, what? Tell me what? They stole my phone. I'm like, that's why you're talking. And I started laughing. He goes, it's not funny. I go, you have no idea how funny it is. I go, so what happened, Frankie? So they broke into my locker at school and they took my iPhone, they took my friend's iPhone, and if we go to the school right now, we can fill out a report. We know exactly who did it. Can we go to the school right now? I go, listen, Frankie, I'd love to, but I'm really, really tired. I just got off a flight, and I guess, you know, I'm really, really tired. I promise you, tomorrow morning, I'll take you early. I'll help you fill out the report, and we'll turn it in. Can we go right now? I go, Frankie, seriously, I'm just, please, tomorrow. I need my phone. I go, listen, Frankie, you can handle one day without your phone. He's not getting his way, so he turns around, and he yells at the ground, and he goes, they took my phone! I looked at him and said, hey, you took my freedom. You don't hear me screaming. Just accept it and process it, and we move on. That's it. So then he asked, what's going to happen? I go, well, I'm going to go upstairs, take a shower, and probably go to bed. No, what's going to happen if I don't get my phone back? I go, that's a good question, Frankie. I don't know. You're not going to give me a new one? No, dude, I already got you a phone. It was your responsibility to take care of that phone. Okay? But things happen. You should give me a phone. Seriously? And then he looks at me and he says, and it's kind of messed with me, he goes, you should give me a phone. It's nothing for you to give me a new phone. It's nothing for you to give me a new phone. Bay Area, my son thinks that what I do is easy. He thinks it's easy because all he sees when he attends 1 or 2 shows per year is that I walk out on stage, you guys start chanting, and then cool magically appears in his room. He doesn't realize that this is actually a job and there's sacrifice that comes along with it. So I told him, I said, listen, Frankie, how about this? How about you explain to me why I should get you a new phone? And if it makes sense, I'll do it right now. Go. I need one. I said, no, Frankie, you're a teenager. You don't need a phone. A cell phone for a teenager isn't a necessity. It's a luxury, okay? It's not a necessity. It's a luxury. He said, what if there's an emergency? I go, like what? Someone taking your phone? What did you do today when they took your phone? I went to the cafeteria and I talked to my friend Angel and he let me use his phone and I called my mom and I go, guess what? If that doesn't work, you can go to the office and let them know there's a family emergency. Please contact my mom or my dad. Next, what if you need to get a hold of me? I know what school you go to. What about about when I'm walking home. I know the route that you take. And then he pulled this one out, one of the greatest lines ever. You know what? You talk a lot about me on TV. People know who I am now. What if someone tries to kidnap me? I said, you weigh 225. Good luck. They're not kidnapping your ass without an iPhone and a box of Oreos. That's the only way that's gonna happen. I said, Frankie, you realize how lucky you are? You had a phone. I didn't have a phone in school. Your mom didn't have a phone in school. If we needed to make a phone call, we had to carry change. Or we had to call collect. What's that? Oh my God. Trying to explain the concept of a collect call to my kid is like trying to explain rocket science. He'll never have to deal with it. He'll never know what it's like to be out late somewhere and have to use a phone. First of all, to find a payphone. If you see a payphone now, you look at it like, oh wow, they forgot to take it down. Get your camera, take a picture, because that's gone. Take a picture. He'll never know about staying out late at night and having to use one of those nasty phones and taking off that receiver. You know the nasty one that has gum and gonorrhea all over, right? And you gotta keep it far away from your face so you don't get infected. And then you make that phone call. You know that freaking, when you make a collect call back in the day, it was expensive. He's not gonna have to do that now. If you made a collect call, it was a mission. It was a mission and it was expensive. If you called my mom collect, it better have been life or death. Or that's what it was gonna be. You called my mom back in the day, shoot, we were on welfare and Section 8. Every penny counted. You call her up, hello? And then she get the presentation. AT&T. Do you accept a collect call from caller? At the tone, say only your name. You had to get creative. Mom, it's me, 6 for her, but let me buy. Do you accept the charges? Hell no! I'm on my way, mijo.
Life moves, and we move with it. Until back, neck, or shoulder pain hits and brings us to a stop. That's why there's the Joint Chiropractic, a national network of chiropractic clinics that keep people moving, healthy, and active. At the Joint Chiropractic, you never need an appointment or insurance, and we're open evenings and weekends. Come in for our new patient special. Get an exam, consultation, and adjustment for just $29, and keep your life moving.
From my old high school, and it's like, time for the reunion. My girlfriend saw the letter. She's like, oh, your reunion. I go, yeah, my reunion. When is it? When are we going? Actually, I was gonna take my friend Tony, because we went to high school together, best friends since high school, so I was gonna take Tony. You're gonna